Hi there, YouTube! Now, you're probably looking at this and saying, wow, wow, wow. And that's exactly what you should be saying, because right in front of you, you're seeing the 2015 Thomas MINIS Advent Calendar. Now, when I was a kid, Advent calendars always seemed to just be chocolates. Apparently, we've upgraded substantially, and we've seen not only Lego and, like, you know, My Little Pony, all that kind of stuff, Advent calendars, but finally, we've got the kind of Advent calendar we've all been waiting for, or at least I assume if you've been watching my channel, you're probably really interested in this, the Thomas MINIS Advent Calendar, with, as you can see, 6 exclusive Christmas minis. So, what are we waiting for? Now, this is a spoiler right away. If you actually want to buy this and keep it as a surprise, stop watching now because I am going to be tearing this open, and in case you haven't noticed, it's October and definitely not December. So if you don't want to be spoiled from what's inside, make sure to switch off now. Otherwise, let's do it. Now, being the Thomas collector that I am, I'm always looking far more deeply into the product shots than any other normal consumer would be. But that said, I just find it interesting to notice a couple of quick things. First of all is that Thomas is the only actual render that is prototypical on the front here. You can see that he's the one with the big couplings and the wedge-shaped front, whereas Henry, who's used one of the prototypes, which had the very thin couplings and the square block kind of shape. And you can see that throughout the other engines that are littered all over the packaging. So I just thought that's something interesting to note, because apparently Hasbro still can't, sorry Hasbro, goodness me, wrong toy company, Fisher-Price and Mattel still can't quite get their product shots in order. This is quite an attractive packaging, although I do think the lot of white is a little bit off-putting. It doesn't quite get across the Christmassy theme as much as it maybe could. We've just got some blah blah. There's nothing on here on the outside which would tell you what was inside, which I know Lego used to do with their advent calendars. They'd have all the parts and you can kind of work it out. Yep, advent calendar, blah blah blah. Flip it over and you can see we've got some awesome stuff going on the inside. There you go, quick little bit of blah blah if you want to read that. Yeah, so in other words, this is just your classic kind of style advent calendar. The biggest thing I would say is that this was originally meant to be a Walmart exclusive, although it has appeared, as you can see, in Kmart Australia. Though in the Kmart I found it in, it was in a weird place. It was with the very young children's toys. So rather than being in the Thomas section, it was with stuff like, you know, the younger toddlers, like 2 and under, which is not only not what it says, 3+, but also just a weird place to put it. So if you're looking for these and you're in Australia, they are at Kmart's, or slowly filtering out to Kmart's. Be quick because they are selling fast, but they're also not also necessarily with the Thomas stuff. So that said, let's actually open it up and have a look. Alright, so this is what you get inside the packaging. First of all, you get a nice little playmat with the tracks. It's an interesting cardboard. It's not a shiny cardboard, it's a rough cardboard. But it's still quite nice. I love that pattern. This is a very nice Christmassy scene, although it is missing a Christmas tree, which I feel like at Christmas time, particularly on the Isle of Sodor, there's a lot of episodes with Christmas trees in them, so that's probably something that is a little bit lacking. Now, there's a spoiler right away. Not all of the engines pictured on this are featured in this. That's the same with a lot of other advent calendars. I know the Lego advent calendars often have very elaborate scenes that are not included. Although probably there needs to be a disclaimer somewhere saying that. The only other thing to note is the fact that the numbers on these are actually in order. The Lego ones, which are the ones I've had the most experience with, and the chocolate ones I always used to get as a kid, had them out of order. But these ones you can see numerically, they're just down there, but they are diagonal, so I guess that adds a little bit of excitement to it. So this is definitely the kind of thing which you want to be having on your shelf or something in your room if you're a kid, on your desk. As the countdown to Christmas, and you've got a nice little area there to line up all your trains and play around. So yeah, now we've done all the boring, collector-y, nerdy Trains Extreme stuff. Oh, I said Trains Extreme, that's my old channel. Shh. Let's get into what's actually inside. The cool part, the minis themselves. Here we are. These are the minis in the way they come out. So in answer to Leo's question, yes, these are all packaged exactly the same, and this is the order. Very interesting selection of engines. Let me just get them all out and we can try and figure out which ones we've got from which waves, and then we'll take a look at the special limited edition Christmas ones down the bottom here. So let's just give it a moment and I'll go through and unpack these. Alright, so I've lined up these in the assortment from the series from which they come. So you've got all the Series 1 engines here. So there is 6 Series 1 engines. got Series 2 behind. You've got 4 of them. You've got 4 from Series 3, 4 from Series 4, and then you have the 6 Christmas ones at the back. So it's quite an interesting selection of engines. I think it almost seems that they've been done at random. I mean, obviously Thomas had to be included, Percy had to be included. The rest are kind of bizarre, because I find it curious when you have 2 of one character put in. For example, we have Robo Charlie and Normal Charlie, and yet characters like James only appear in the Christmas version, or, you know, like you could get another one of the twins, for example. In the same way that you have Mono Diesel and Christmas Diesel, and we have multiple versions of the same character, so Neon Toby and Christmas Toby, does strike me a little bit odd that they would do that rather than giving you a whole range of different characters when there are so many characters that you could choose from. So if you want to see my thoughts on any of the first 3 wave ones, go check out the reviews. I'll put them in the links below. The ones I quickly want to look at are these couple from wave 4, because I haven't actually got wave 4 in my hands yet, and the Christmas ones at the back. So let me have a look first of all at these guys over here. First one to get out of the way is Classics Charlie. Now this one I actually really like. I mean, there's not really many minis that I don't really like when I look at them, and I've already said that I think the classics are actually sometimes some of the best ones, because the other ones are so crazy and weird. It's really nice to see how they actually do the original characters we know from the show in such a small scale. I think this Charlie is awesome. Now, his paintwork is coming up a little bit more blue on camera than it actually is, but I promise you it is actually a very deep purple that fits him very well. So this is awesome, and I just love the amount of detailing they've got all over him. So Charlie is very nice. Glad to have him along with his Robo version. Chill and Edward, awesome. I see exactly why they included these, because if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, then these are the ones which are going to make sense to you for Christmas time. Sad face, because Australia. It's awesome. The amount of detailing, there's just so much. It's all over, for example, his funnel, you know, all over the boiler, all over the coal, and everything just looks really nice. And I love wheel printing on all of them. I've already said, and you can see it if you look at Leo videos reviews, the way they look when they're spinning. I think the painting on the wheels really lifts this model and makes this definitely one of the ones you want to get your hands on. Looking now to Sydney, who I've already kind of noted, I think, in one of my previous reviews of the Waves, was a weird inclusion in the Minis range, but I understand it because it's very easy just to remake the face, and then bang, new engine from the same diesel mold. Although very nice. I think they've done a nice job with the Christmas lights. Quite realistic, probably more realistic than Edward, is just having the snow on the top, because the snow wouldn't actually be able to sit on the side of him. So that's kind of cool, and it just looks... It's just a really nice effect. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It just kind of looks like sugar or something's been spread all over them. And that probably sounds like bad, but it actually looks really nice. And again, very well done to see that they've put all that effort in to making that look very good and very Christmassy. And then, wow, this is the one we've been waiting for. Now, in the little brochure things, they actually had him looking, I think, a little less blue and a little bit more, like, very transparent, like, transparent clear plastic rather than blue plastic, but I think the blue is spectacular. This, I cannot say it enough, has to be in your top 5 for minis you've got to get your hands on, and I can confirm that in the next year's waves of minis, they're doing a Charlie who is in a transparent purple colour. So that's awesome to see that they're doing more of these transparent ones. I just think so many toys look awesome transparent, and Thomas minis are no exception. The face is probably a little bit weird, but it's actually not as freaky as I thought it might be. He just looks so cool when he looks like I'm assuming we're going to say Scarlo made of ice. Very cool, particularly because Scarlo is red. To have him go clear blue like this is very awesome. That's a must-have. Definitely, if you get no other minis this year, this has to be one of the ones that you do get. Alright, those out of the way, because you can get them outside of this set. Let's have a look at the Christmas ones. So first of all, to one of the twins, which one I wouldn't be able to tell you without looking at the bottom. Ben, apparently. Very nice. I've already said the only thing I don't like about this model so much is the really tiny funnel, so it looks a bit odd from the front. That aside, very nice. They've done an awesome job covering him in Christmas tree-esque decorations. Maybe that's why there's no Christmas tree on the box, because all the stuff is all over Ben. Very, very nice. Probably a little bit weird almost, because these ones aren't quite hung up. They're just kind of stuck on the side, same as the ones on the roof. So probably a little bit into the weird category, but hey, Minis seem to do that. Break the weird, and then we love them all the same. So yeah, very, very nice. Very, very cool. Probably of all of them, one of the lesser Christmassy ones because his overarching dominant theme is still yellow. Looking now at Toby, oh man. I mean, first of all, I just love Toby's face. I actually think this one is a little bit different. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's just get up another one. Yeah, it is. His eyes are a little bit bigger. Maybe that's just a printing mishap. Maybe that's intentional. I don't know. But I like it either way. It makes him look a little bit kinder, a little bit more giving maybe for the Christmas spirit. I love how they've done the ice along the front, little icicles hanging down. Probably these ones are the ones where you can really tell that they haven't printed on the back. But we'll just don't look at that. You've got these little, I think they're meant to be gumdrops or something on the top. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what they remind me of. And then you've got the candy cane gingerbread style house, I'm assuming is what they're going for. Really, really nice. Love the way they've done the wheels in this kind of turquoisey, aqua kind of green. I'm rubbish with colours, sorry. Apologies in advance. That really, again, looks very weird, but looks very Christmassy, and definitely Gingerbread Toby, as his will be henceforth known, is awesome. Diesel's great too, I think. I think it's one of those things where all you have to do is change one part to really lift him. In this circumstance, they've lifted the buffer beam or running board by making it white, and I think that just adds that Christmas kind of flair because it looks like it's snow. Again, you've got the Christmas trees, they're really nice. I love this, the way they've incorporated a building into the grill vents and machinery bits that he has on the side. That's very, very cool. Very, very clever to do it that way. Really nice sparkly snow on the top. Again, it's a different effect from even like Edward. You can see Edward is more of the kind of strewn out, sugar or icing sugar style snow, whereas this is a lot more snowflakes, a bit more poetic, a little bit more pretty, and just different. So it's really nice to see that they can even do snow in so many different ways. Again, then we come to James, who is, again, probably a little bit less impressive because of the fact that he's still red. It's just now that he's got a Jingle Bells on him, which is lovely with the name. Jingle Bell James, I think, sounds awesome. Probably just isn't the most exciting of all of them, just because of the fact that he is, from first appearances, the same kind of figure. But that said, still very, very awesome. Still nice to get it in that exclusive print, and definitely a nice one to have. Getting towards the end, Thomas has gone for a dive. We get to Henry. I think Henry, Leo said, why would they not put Percy here? I think it's actually nice they did this on different characters in these themes. I think it's always nice when you get some weird characters because it adds to the magic, I suppose, of getting these exclusive engines when you've got ones you don't get all the time. I think Henry and Edward particularly are engines from the classic, Steam team that are very underused these days. So it's really, really nice to have Henry as the second in command here, which I think looks awesome. Very appropriate because he's number 3, so it makes more sense than Percy, who's 6. Love the way they've done the scarf. I think it looks really nice. Again, because he's not a lot different, it's a bit hard. I think maybe both on James and on Henry, they could have been made a little bit more exciting by changing up the wheel colour. But, you can do that. You can make custom ones if you want to, so you could change it up theoretically. Still very cool. Definitely wintry kind of themed. Nice. Then we get to the last one, which to me is actually a little bit confusing, only because of the fact that it's red, but it is Thomas. So it's just like everything you know about Thomas has gone out the window. There we go, focus, awesome. Oh, good by tracking him, that's what I like. Alright, so this is the Thomas Santa Mini, and oh man, very, very cool. He's got everything on the face. He's got the rosy cheeks, he's got the glasses don't come out quite as well as they probably could, but you can see them there, and he's got the big bushy eyebrows. Santa hat there with his funnel poking through over the dome. The white on the, edge, what would be the edge of his clothing. He's along the rims of his boiler and of his sides and his cab. The big belt, number 1. Very, very cool. Again, a little bit weird because Thomas is definitely a blue engine, not a red engine. But I guess that's part of the Mini's charm, is that they mix it up and throw it right back in your face. So that's a cool one. Nice, nice, nice. So I guess the question you want me to answer then is, do you buy this? If you don't have many Minis, or if you're a parent who's of a child who doesn't have many Minis, definitely, because these minis each end up at about $2.40, $2.50 each if you buy them in a set, which is 50 cents cheaper than if you buy any of these engines full price. Not only that, you do get some from waves 1, 2, and 3, which are disappearing from the toy shelves as we speak. If you're a collector like me and you've already got waves 1 to 3, you end up paying $6 a mini because there's only 10 new ones you actually end up getting, assuming you don't then buy doubles in wave 4. If you've collected waves 1 to 4, however, you start paying $10 a mini to get these exclusive ones. And to me, sure, the Christmas ones are cool, but there are probably nicer looking ones in the individual waves. And so I really can't justify that in the same way that I would never tell or be able to recommend anyone to buy that 50 pack of minis, which I think is a Walmart exclusive, that has the 5 Warrior minis in it, because that's just incredible amount for what is really only a very small toy. So it really comes down to how much you really want to collect these and how much you're really into them. If you want duplicates to mix and match, then sure, these are a good way to get a lot of minis, a lot of variety of minis, to be able to do whatever you want with. If you really just want to complete your collection and get these 6, it really comes down to whether or not you want to commit that kind of money and how much you really want to invest in them. Personally, I'd say unless you're a die-hard fan, or for example you hadn't collected some of the other engines, maybe you missed out on a couple of the ones from wave 1 to 4, then I would probably say this set probably isn't for you, only because I just can't say that even this cool Thomas here, this Santa Thomas, is worth 10 of your hard-earned dollars. But hey, that's just what I think. You let me know in the comments below if you think it's a value investment, whether you're going to be picking it up maybe for someone else. And if you check out Link and Video's review of this set, it shows you it's quite easy to actually kind of hack this. And particularly if you're a parent, you can pull out the ones that your child does have and fill it in with ones they don't have from waves, whichever wave they're missing, waves 3 or 4 are the ones that are still on shelves at the moment. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found this somewhat informative. It's good to see the mini stuff coming out from Australia. And hopefully we can soon see stuff like the Twist and Turn set and the Thomas and Percy launcher sets. But hey, who knows? Alright, let me know your thoughts guys. Do all that cool stuff you do on YouTube. Thanks for watching, because that's all we have time for. This is XtremeTrainz. And I got the channel name right this time.